So welcome back to Yangon. Today is the day of the big match. It is Naegohyang versus Suwon FC. It's going to take place at around 15 o'clock, 3 p.m. today. Right now it's about 10:30 a.m. I got out with a little bit of an earlier start than my normal laziness. And we are going to go to the Aung Museum because he was an old general that had a very significant role in Myanmar's history, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And if we have time, I will also head to the Folk Museum, which is located on the far east side of the city. So yeah, that's the plan for today, and then we're going to go to the, I believe first there will be the ISPE, the Myanmarian team, will be playing Tokyo Verdy FC, which will be exciting because of the local fans, but probably not so competitive, though I don't know how many local fans are going to show up at 15 o'clock on a weekday. Immediately after that, or 2 hours after that, there will be the Naegohyang versus Suwon. And the reason I'm really excited about Naegohyang versus Suwon is not only is it like essential for determining whether we are going to move on to the next round or not, it's almost a revival of the old Gyeongpyeonjeon, which is football matches that were played between Seoul and Pyongyang back during the era when the Japanese occupied Korea as a colony. And they were in the 20s and 30s, late 20s, early 30s, and they played, I would say, a handful of matches, and then eventually they kind of warped it into a three-city thing with Hamhung, which is in present-day DPRK, also participating in it. But back then, matches were very, they were very violent. They were very lawless. A few of them ended in fights, and they just had to call off the match. So it was very competitive. Even back then, there was really a North versus South thing. I mean, the northern part of Korea during the colonial era had its own athletics organizations and its own seats of power, and so did Kyongsong or Seoul. And the reason it's called Gyeongpyeonjeon is because Gyeong, back then Seoul was called Kyongsong. So it's Gyeong, Kyongsong, Pyong, which is Pyongyang, and then Jeon, which is like battle. So the battle between Kyongsong and Pyongyang. Back then, the players really came from a lot of neighboring areas as well. So it wasn't just players from Pyongyang or Kyongsong. It was really players from all around the north and the south. So that made it a little bit more of a kind of a national thing. But I think in the spirit of the city versus the city, this is as close as we're going to get. And this is the closest that we have gotten to a true match between just Pyongyang and just Seoul in a really long time, because Naegohyang is a team obviously based in Pyongyang. Pretty much every team is based in Pyongyang, all of the good ones anyway, in the DPRK. And Suwon is actually basically a suburb of Seoul. It's a little bit to the south, but it's still connected with the metro line, and you can get to Suwon actually very easily. You can even if you lived in like central Seoul, you could get down to Suwon, watch a match, and get back up to your residence pretty easily. So I would consider it to be basically Seoul versus Pyongyang, and what even makes it more special to me is that it's a women's match. It's not just the men. They used to just have men versus men, and women didn't really have opportunities to play football. In the ROK, they started really early in the 40s, but in the DPRK, women didn't get to play football until 1985 or so. Anyway, we're gonna head out to the Aung General Museum, and we'll see you there. So the Bogyoke Aung Museum is closed. The General Aung Museum is closed. As you can see, they're renovating. So we are going to hoof it. It's about a 2-hour walk to the Folk Museum, but I think it'll be worth it. It's 11 right now, and the stadium's kind of in between there. So if I get there at about 1, then I should have about an hour and then it should only take me about an hour to get back to the stadium, and I can get there just as the match is starting. So, you know, people would say like, oh, why don't you take a taxi? It would take you 20 minutes. It's because I just do not like taking taxis there. Taxi drivers are generally out to get you in one way or the other. I've had a lot of bad experiences with taxi drivers. It's always scamming you out of $1, $2, $3. It's just really scummy business. And you know, I would take public transport, but the buses here, every time I've seen a bus, it's been totally full. And so I'm just like, you know, I'd rather just kind of take things leisurely, and I love to walk and see the city. And everything here is basically walkable, you know, if you are willing to walk an hour or two. And I really think I get like a different perspective just getting to walk the street. So, you know, as they always say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And so that's kind of the philosophy I take while I'm traveling. Anyway, we will see you at the Folk Museum. Okay, so I'm here at Yan Kin Kyay Oh, and as you might have guessed, I've given up on going to the Folk Museum. It was just too far. You know, I didn't bring any water with me because I knew that I would have to throw away any bottles before I went to the stadium. I didn't know if there would be a rubbish bin available, so I just thought I'll just rough it, have no water. I was expecting to be in the city, you know, seeing the General's Museum, but then, you know, that was closed, so I made a quick audible, tried to go to this folk museum, but it was just too far away. I would have only had 20 or 30 minutes, but I took 1 or 2 wrong turns, my pace was too slow, and I just couldn't sustain it. And so I decided at a certain junction, I'm like, all right, let's just take it a little bit slower. Let's get to the game with let's get to the match with some time available. And yeah, I mean, I just couldn't do it. I stopped here in this kind of supermarket. And I think it was really worth it because I got to see the outskirts of Yangon and kind of how people live and what the whole thing is like. And it really is so different from the inner city. There's a lot of like industrial areas. There's also a little bit of nature and fresh air, but you know, there's still a lot of pollution and the smells and things like that. So it's really an interesting area. This is probably a place that very few tourists would have ever come. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I get to try this like local, this is called Yan Kin Kyay Oh. It serves Kyay Oh. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's basically a noodle dish that's usually served with pork, but this time it's served with chicken. So, and I love the chicken. I love the torn egg. And now this vegetable, which may be spinach, maybe bok choy, it's very bitter. But I can deal. You know, very bitter. You wouldn't believe how bitter it is. It's even got a tiny, cute quail egg. And yeah, and it has fish balls in it. It's very good. It's really a nice, healthy, bland meal to kind of just get me fueled for the like hour walk back to the stadium. It also comes with a little bit of a broth. And for lack of a better comparison, it tastes like egg drop soup from USA Chinese cuisine. It's just a very eggy broth. Now, I got this watermelon juice, right? It is absolutely delicious, just absolutely super amazing. I love watermelon, it's my favorite fruit. I can eat an entire watermelon in a day. I've done it, I'm not proud of it, but I've done it. And that's just, it's got a little bit of rind, a little bit of juice in there, it captures the essence of the watermelon absolutely perfectly. So I'm a big fan. I also got this very fruity, very fun lime soda, which is super sour, just like I like it. I love a good sour lime soda. I believe this YKKO, it's like a chain that's all around Myanmar, and I really suggest coming and checking this chain out just because it's a really good representation of a national dish, kind of on a standard, easy to access level. And there's lots of different varieties, so if you think the base dish looks a little weird, just swap it out for a meat that you like or a vegetable that you like. So it's a really good experience here, so I'd recommend it, and we will see you when we arrive at the stadium. Yes, we have arrived at the stadium here. We're about 10 minutes to kick off, so you know, it's pretty much just a roll-on-in affair. It seems that people are already allowed to enter the stadium, no issues. There is going to be at first we've got the Myanmar team, ISPE, taking on Tokyo Verdy FC. So it should be a blowout, but hopefully, it seems like there are a lot of local fans that turned up. I'll be surprised if there are more than last time, but it's always possible. So yeah, let's go inside. So we have arrived at the match between Tokyo Verdy FC and ISPE. As you can see over here on the right, they've separated the away fans. I guess that's what this section is called. I guess because I'm a foreigner or something, or they expect me to cheer for Tokyo Verdy, but I believe all of the Japanese fans are over there. I mean, not the ones in green shirts, but kind of further away. We've got, I believe all those in green shirts, these are local Myanmarian students. They could be from Yangon. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure they're all locals. We do not, I think, we've got a few officials from the Japanese team up there in the VIP section. So yeah, it's shaping up to be a great match. Or I mean, it's good, should be a fun atmosphere. Not as many fans as last time. I would say that we've got maybe half the attendance, but I mean, again, it's midday on a weekday. It's not a Sunday, and they're already down pretty big, and this game probably won't be competitive, but I would love to see a festive atmosphere. I would love to see the Myanmarian team hold on as long as they can, and I mean, from a Naegohyang perspective, if they beat Tokyo Verdy, that would be huge for us. I mean, that would just throw the whole group into chaos. So I would love to see them tie or win, but realistically, probably not going to happen. But anyway, I'm just chilling here way in the stands. There's literally one guy with a Nikola Jokic Denver Nuggets jersey above me. I don't know who he is, but yeah. Anyway, looking forward to the start of the match, and we'll see you at halftime. Okay, so the first half is over, and it wasn't super exciting. I would say maybe the first 10 to 15 minutes were exciting because, the Tokyo team was being a little bit more aggressive, and it ended up being 1-0. The Tokyo team got their first goal, or got their goal at like 12 minutes, 45 seconds, something like that. And but for the rest of the half, I mean, it was just total domination from Tokyo. I mean, the score is 1-0, but I mean, it honestly may as well be 5-0 with the way this game is going. After the initial burst of energy that the Myanmarian ISPE Women's FC had from their local fans in the first few minutes, they've barely even managed to get the ball over the half field mark. I mean, Tokyo's not being aggressive at all. They're basically waiting for ISPE to make a mistake. ISPE has two lines of defenders, very deep in their own territory, so it looks like they are really focusing on defense right now and just kind of not letting the score or anything get out of hand. So yeah, it seems like it's going to be a pretty easy victory for Tokyo Verdy Beleza. I would say it would take an absolute miracle for ISPE Women's FC to make even one more goal. But I think it's possible that Tokyo Verdy Beleza, once ISPE kind of runs out of gas, runs out of momentum, scores 2 or 3 more goals in the second half. I mean, that's what happened on Sunday, so that's very possible. But it's still a fun day. There's there's clouds in the sky, so it's not very hot, but it's not raining either, so it's perfect football weather. And more local fans have come in. As you can see, on the other end of the stadium, there's a whole bunch of fans locally that came in, and the seats are packed here and there, aside from this section. So, it's a nice atmosphere, but you can tell the home fans are a little bit disappointed. There seems to be less energy in the building than there was on Sunday. Maybe because there's less fans, maybe because they went 1 goal down earlier, or maybe because I'm just sitting alone and all of the fans are in another section. But it's a little bit more subdued. But because there's so many children here, so many students, I think it's more of a family atmosphere, honestly. Anyway, that's it from my mostly uneventful first half, and we will see you at the end of the second half. You've got to hand it to ISPE. They held Tokyo Verdy Beleza to 0 goals in the second half. The home fans were elated. They even had a couple of serious chances at goal, and the crowd was absolutely electric. We had even more fans pour in on the other side. That was about, I think the official attendance was somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000. So it really honestly wasn't that bad. And then, we have here the Tokyo players are showing respect to the local fans, which is also nice. And then you have a bunch of local fans over there. They're looking to talk with the Myanmarian players or just cheer on the Myanmarian players as they go up for the interview. It was really a lot more exciting in the second half, I thought, just because you really felt that the Myanmar team wanted the moral victory. I mean, Tokyo may have gotten the real victory, but the Myanmarian team really got the moral victory today to hold who are the best team in the group to a scoreless half. And to even have a couple chances themselves. I think that they have outperformed their own expectations, and I really do congratulate them for a solid performance. But it will be really tough for them to move on to the next round. They'll need to beat Naegohyang by a significant margin, probably, to be a strong enough third to get on to the next round. So this tournament is essentially likely over for ISPE. On the other hand, for us Naegohyang fans, Tokyo Verdy Beleza winning by 1, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. I would say that if somehow Suwon beats Tokyo, so then the Tokyo fans also showing support to the Myanmarian local fans. So if Suwon beats Naegohyang, and they beat Tokyo Verdy Beleza, I think that that's where this goal tally might come into play. But for Naegohyang, it really doesn't matter. There's really no way we can finish above Tokyo Verdy Beleza because we have the head-to-head disadvantage, I believe. But it's honestly hard to say. So, but yeah, it was a really fun match to be here for. We'll see what the situation. We've got about 2 hours until the next match. We will see what the situation is like. I don't know where the Naegohyang stands will be, but we're going to try to get there. I believe the attendance will be much less. Most of the fans were here to see the Myanmarian team. Tokyo player is meeting some of her family. So it's a really friendly atmosphere. Yeah, and the Myanmarian team fought so hard. I mean, there were some players who literally had to be, there was one player who had to be carried off the field at one point. A couple of other players needed water as they collapsed on the field. I mean, it is really hot. I mean, it is like 25 degrees out here right now. So they're playing in some more tough conditions. So it looks like Naegohyang will be on the opposite side. So we're going to see if we're going to be able to move over or if we're not. So yeah, that's all for now. So it was a fun scene outside of the stadium as all the fans wanted to greet ISPE. A few of them actually gave some gifts to the players. The local police had to be called in to kind of hold everybody back, but it's just really great to see so much passion around women's football, all around the world, and you could kind of just see like how much they really appreciate the effort, and hopefully they get that many fans at their home stadium up in Mandalay. And I didn't catch Naegohyang arriving, but I did catch Suwon arriving. And, they had a person to grab every single thing, like a Suwon, someone who grabs the balls, someone who grabs like the cooler. They had a whole bunch of equipment that they unloaded from the bus. It's really a firm and efficient logistical operation out here. So we're about 1.5 hours from kickoff, so it's just going to be kind of waiting. I have moved over to the Naegohyang side. It appears that there will be no major issues over here. I assume that the DPRK delegation will show up right up above me. And so, yeah, looking forward to probably the most important match of this group for Naegohyang. It's a little bit of a quiet tension. We've only got about 200 local fans, I would say, in total. Unfortunately, our friends from the DPRK embassy appear to be absent, although I am seeing the ROK Suwon supporters in the VIP section over there.
I think we're about 20 minutes away from kickoff at this point. The field is empty. It was really interesting seeing the DPRK and ROK train on the same field. I saw it once at the Asian Games in 2023 when the DPRK women's basketball team faced the ROK women's basketball team in the bronze medal match. And there, the atmosphere was very tense because some of the players had actually played on the same team when Korea had a united team during, I believe, the 2018-2019 Asian Games in Jakarta, Indonesia. So they couldn't talk to each other. It's after around 2019 or after COVID. It's a little bit unclear, but after that point, DPRK players, citizens are not permitted to talk to people from the ROK at all. It's a government order. So when they have to play on the same field, it's a very tense situation. I think there's a little bit of space on a soccer pitch, or a little bit of space on a football pitch. So it's not super tense, but I mean, you can still. I really feel like the tension is going to come out when they have to exchange flags. I don't think there will be any problems. It's just going to be a little bit awkward, because they can't really talk to each other. Maybe they'll say hi, because after all, at the Paris 2024 Olympics, they did take selfies together. So I think very basic public interactions are okay, but any kind of interpersonal contact has been totally cut off at this point. So that's an interesting thing. But I am so excited. This is a revival of the Gyeongpyeongjeon. This is Seoul against Pyongyang. I really can't wait to see how this is going to turn out, and we'll see you at the second half. And one more thing, it's that I am probably the only Naegohyang fan here. The people from the embassy or the delegation who were here on Sunday are not here today. So, I mean, aside from a few local fans, it's really just going to be me cheering on Naegohyang. So I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to cheer hard. It is still 0-0. We are 45 minutes in, and it is still 0-0. The tension is insane. Both teams have had reasonable shots at goal. I mean, it has just looked, from my eyes, I mean, I don't see the stats here in the stadium, but from my eyes, it looks like just half and half. Anybody could win this game. It's really all up in the air. I will say, if it does end in a tie, that means that we really want Tokyo Verdy FC to beat Suwon on Saturday, because if Suwon beats Tokyo Verdy FC or they tie, then basically they have a better seeding than us, and so they'll be 1-2 no matter what we do against ISPE. So if we want that second spot, we tie, and then Suwon beats Tokyo Verdy, then second would be a possibility if we could score a lot of goals on ISPE, or have a better goal differential, I believe, basically. But we really do want to win this game. I really do hope that. I mean, there was one point where the goalie came out and the ball, they had an open goal and they just barely missed it. There was another time the goal bounced off the post. I mean, we are so close to that goal that we need for the victory. So it is going to be a very exciting second half. I was excited. I have footage of it earlier. Of the DPRK delegation actually came in at the 11th hour right before the match, and they're here also cheering the team on, so that's cool. And I mean, it's just a super tense game. We've got a few corners, we've had a few attacks, we've had a couple of nice goalie saves. It's really had a little bit of everything in this match, and it's been very clean. Very few injuries so far. Just a clean, efficient, clear-cut match so far. But I am really excited to see how the second half pulls out. I believe there will be no overtime. I believe if it ends 0-0, it will simply end as a tie, since this is group play. Just a little bit of a word about the locals here. Because entry is free, and I think it's cool that people can come to the match and everything, but there were a lot of like really rowdy, noisy children nearby. I was worried, they all started surrounding me. One attempted to grab my flag from me. He said, "Please let me have this, let me have this." And I don't mean to be a greedy person or anything, but I mean, you can't just take my stuff. And if you're going to sit next to me, they started making fun of me. I mean, they're kids. I mean, I can't do anything to them. They're still developing, but they're being super loud and rowdy. And it kind of deteriorated my enjoyment of the game. I had to move up and down a couple times just to kind of get a little bit of inner peace while I was watching the match, just because, there were children in here treating it as a play place. And I mean, as you can see, there's rubbish everywhere. I mean, people don't clean up after themselves. I mean, that's nothing unique to Burma. I mean, there's plenty of places around the world, first world places too, where people do not clean up their rubbish. But, you really do hope for a little bit better. But, I mean, considering the conditions in the country right now, it is what it is. Honestly, I still had a very enjoyable first half. I really look forward to the second half, and we will see you after the second half. That was an incredible second half. I mean, it was looking a little bit unclear at the beginning. It ended 3-0. In the beginning, it looked like they were getting a little bit too aggressive. It looked like they got almost, they had a challenge for a penalty, a challenge for a red card. Both were rejected, so they got clear on those. They ended up getting a yellow card, but in the end, they were just dominant, absolutely dominant. They scored around like the 70th minute. The next goal came quickly after that, and after that, Suwon was totally demoralized. They had a little bit of icing on the cake at the very end, and it was tense. I mean, there was some ROK fans over there. One of them was singing "We're Not Gonna Take It" by Twisted Sister with some Korean lyrics over and over, which is getting kind of boring and old. One of them said like, "Oh, you should apologize. You hit this. You hurt our goalie." And I said, "No, it got tense." But all the players that came, they thanked us. Just an absolutely fantastic game. So I have no words. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of them outside. That was a crazy end to a crazy night. After the match, I stood out by the bus. A bunch of people, I believe they were from the embassy, came out to meet me. They didn't come out to meet me, but they saw me out there, and we exchanged greetings. And they actually offered to give me a VIP pass to the next match, and they gave me 2 free yogurt drink or 2 free passion fruit drinks. So it was very nice of them. I was very glad to meet them. I was just totally overwhelmed, and they were all in a celebratory mood. The team, they came out, they greeted me again, and they greeted the people from the embassy, and as is DPRK tradition, we stood in front of the bus until it left, and we kept waving. And it was just an incredible cap off to the night. I'm really glad I'm able to, even in these short instances, really make some connections with DPRK people. And hopefully when they go on to the next round, because it's really looking like they will go on to the next round. I look forward to Sunday and or Saturday, and at that time maybe I will be cheering with them in the VIP section. Strange doorway. Cheering for 7 hours with no water. And so to finish out the night with a side order of white rice, I got a Chinese classic tomato egg scramble. I believe with a little bit of mushroom or eggplant, something like that. They put a lot of spices in this one, but it's a really easy comfort food type of Chinese dish, especially with how much my stomach has been bothering me lately. It hits the spot. It was a great stop to come after a game at Thuwunna Stadium. So if you're ever in the area, definitely stop at Shwe 11 Barbecue and Restaurant. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end off the video. Basically, the rest of the night is going to be me heading back to the hotel, and hopefully tomorrow I'm going to go out to either a museum or buy some books. That will be on my other channel, but if you're just tuned into DPRK Athletics, on Saturday we are going to be going to the match. Hopefully we will have VIP access, and we will get you a report from there. So thanks so much for watching.
See you later and 안녕히 계십시오. 여기는 양곤입니다.